Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. Yeah, videos today from Anton Daniels.
Are not hiring black people. I am running myself rampant trying to find a job that I am highly qualified for. I have the experience. I am a catch. It has never been this difficult. Excuse me? The years that I spent in customer service, the years that I spent doing clerical work, administrative work, and you mean to tell me that my black ass can't find a job? I'm an artist, baby. I have to pay the bills some kind of way because
Mimi, just listening to you and seeing your attitude, that might have been why you didn't get the job.
I don't have a job. Of course, I'm finna be on here because you might as well help your dreams come true while you're unemployed. I'm convinced they're not hiring us black women. They're not. Look, it's...
I don't think it's a racist thing. It's just they want the best candidate for the job.
Check the stats, bro. They're not hiring us. I'm to the point where I'm just like, man, I'm finna just check off that white box. I'm gonna check off that Native American. Yes, I'm a part of a tribe. Does that mean you're gonna hire me? Yes, I have a disability. Well, I'm a veteran. I don't know. Like, what the fuck?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with your black woman. It's so
Correct.
funny to hear y'all talk like this because I remember some time ago where black women were saying that they were doing better than everybody else.
Yep.
Even when Trump became president and they started to actually mine through the people that were adding value in the federal government and the people that were just milling around and not necessarily doing anything. Black women were saying that they have.
I think it's quite easy to see who's productive or not, especially when everything's pretty much kept records. So when you look at the production of certain demographics and you're like, maybe I don't want to hire these people.
Had all of these degrees and they're the most educated when they were only the most enrolled. And then more importantly, they were saying that everybody should fear them going into the private sector, which I know that they went into the public sector because it didn't matter which degree you had. They were just going to promote you and they were going to advocate for you through diversity,
True.
equity, and inclusion in order for you to have a job. And a lot of these jobs.
He's not wrong because one of my best friend, George, he works for the state. He works for the state, and they didn't care what degree you had. As long as you had a bachelor's degree, you were able to apply for the particular job he had. It doesn't matter if it was pertaining to that job or not.
And the statistics during the Biden administration was from the federal government, and so taxpayers were basically taking care of you. Now, this woman in particular is saying that, oh, I can't believe that they won't hire us, black women. I got all of this clerical experience and maybe retail experience. But are those the skills for the jobs that y'all want that are high paying,
True.
right? There are jobs that are available, and there are decent jobs that are available, but highly paid, highly skilled jobs require for you to specialize and also often at times have a STEM field degree that allows for you to show that you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing.
Not just that, Anton. I think a lot of people forget making $65,000-$70,000 a year is actually making really good money. That means you're pretty stable in your career. You picked a decent career, a decent degree to be able to work in, to be making around that much.
So really, this is the thing that men have been dealing with since the beginning of time. It's called competition.
Yep.
And when you remove the diversity, equity, and inclusion tag and you actually have to compete, the best person for the job is usually the person that gets the job. So what I need a lot of y'all to do is to stop running in the victim Olympics and blaming every single person and saying that it's because you are a black woman, and you need to start making yourself more available for the jobs that you qualify for. And more importantly, if you want the better jobs, then you're just going to have to be better than anybody else that applies for it. Nobody is going to give you a job anymore just because you're black or just because you're a woman. And that is
And I think that's the entitlement that a lot of these women have, that they used to be able to get jobs so easily because of the DEI and all these other things. Now that they're not, they're yelling racism, sexism, but no, it's a skill gap. That's why there's a pay gap.
the way that real capitalism and competition works.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have to get on here and rant about this because now it's gone too far. Like, the hiring market is just absolutely horrible. And then I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see this hiring manager talking about how every time she sees a recent grad or a young applicant, she throws out their application or she throws out their resume right away. Bitch, first of all, as a recent grad myself, and I'm 23,
Of course you are. That's why you're so upset and irate about it, because it's you fit into that demographic of,
I'm gonna tell you
people.
right now, I already know that these hiring managers, they have it out for us young people. They do. And I find it so crazy because it's like,
I don't think they have it out for young people. They just have it out for young people because a lot of young people don't seem like they want to put in the work.
why are y'all trying to pay younger people less when we have a more expensive economy to deal with?
Because it's not the hiring manager or the company's job to make sure that you are paid according to the economy or your lifestyle. It is their responsibility to hire the best person at the most competitive price for the company,
True.
because they are exchanging services for resources. And so, do you see now why that person probably said that they don't want to continue to deal with the foolishness? I knew it was some additional context, and I haven't seen the video, and I would love to see that video, and so I'm gonna search for it. But you get paid less because you're not as experienced,
Correct.
nor are you an expert in your field, and that's why they call you a recent grad and a young applicant, because you have a lot to learn before you master your craft. Why would people pay you more just because the economy is more expensive?
I mean, it's also the other side, Downtown Daniels, that even if they're recent graduates, they have no work experience, period. They don't even know how the real world works. They've never done anything other than paperwork or books or online stuff. So just to expect them to know how to do the job properly is almost incapable, because you have to train these people.
Instead of paying you according to what the skill set is that you bring to the position.
Literally. Our grandparents were able to get mortgages for like $600.
Your grandparents actually paid a higher interest rate, and you can't compare how much the mortgage was because you have to start paying attention to how much a dollar was worth and what inflation was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might have been $600, but they probably are making only like $5, maybe like a month or something.
Way back then.
Literally. I got coworkers who are literally, their bills are like $500 in a mortgage. Whole time, us young people were handed an economy
Look at the
where
attitude.
rent is basically $2,000 or more. This is what I'm saying. Why are you trying to pay us less when we have more bills to deal with? And then the whole like, oh, younger applicants are not as experienced, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, bro. Because listen, it's 2025. It is 2025. 2025. Okay? We run on technology in this world. Everything
Also run on skills.
runs on technology. But guess what? I bet in every single corporate building, you can find a useless 50-year-old who can't even fucking find her home button on her fucking iPhone.
But she does her job correctly and well.
But she deserves the job more than me because she's older? What? Literally, like, do you
See, like, the thought process is just so short-sighted. She says all this, but when she gets to the age of these old people, and then these old people get fired in the same way that she wants them to get fired so they can hire new people, then she'll feel a way about it. This is the cutting your nose to spite your face thing, right? It's like, you're doing this now, but wait until you get older, when you have to experience this, when you have to experience the exact same thing you're asking these old people to do. You're not going to be willing to do it.
You know how many jobs I've worked at where I basically had to do other people's job for them because they didn't know how to use technology?
I wonder why she's not still there.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had to realize it's a skill to be able to go on a website and be able to navigate it and find what you're looking for without an instruction manual. That's a skill. And you trust me, there are so many people who literally, they cannot do that. They cannot do that. No amount of school could help them either.
I could never deal with
And
such a thing.
their years on this earth clearly didn't help them, because it's the older people who struggle the most with this. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like younger people are under attack, and it's all just crazy to me. It's like, for what though? Like, a high key, like,
Your entitlement attitude.
for what though?
The reason why black women cannot get a job right now, and the reason why y'all keep talking about there's like a hiring freeze, is not because y'all not qualified. It's because y'all keep trying to get the same type of job. Y'all either is in customer service or being a corporate baddie or work from home. If everybody is looking and trying to get into that same field,
Yep.
of course it's gonna be a freeze. Of course it's not gonna be enough jobs for y'all. Y'all need to get into type of jobs like construction or either healthcare.
Now you know they not doing no jobs that actually contribute to the economy.
Healthcare,
Construction.
construction, engineering. Y'all need to get into that type of field. Because listen, I'm not trying to brag, but I got hired twice this month. And I only applied for 5 jobs, and I'm still in welding school.
And I see so many people that are reaching out to me as though I am in the job market, asking me if I am interested in coming back to corporate America. And I came back to corporate America once already, and I ran up a bag. And
I also get emails asking me to come back to corporate America. Hell no. I enjoy doing finance and doing this. So.
then I retired again in 2024.
I'm in trade school still, and I got hired twice. I actually quit one and got hired the next day.
They don't want to
You
do
don't
that.
need no fancy resume. You don't need somebody charging you for a course. You don't
Like I said, I've always said it's the jobs that these women apply for. They all want the cushy, easy job. So of course, like they said, everybody wants those jobs. Now you actually have to compete. But there's other jobs you might not be that qualified for, but they need you still. You probably will get the job if you're willing to learn.
You don't need any of that. You need to get into a different field, a
They're
field
not
that is
doing
high
that. They
demand.
don't want to do that.
A
They
field
want to
that
do liberal
needs you.
arts.
You don't
They
have
really
to
do.
even look like me. You don't have to wear a Carhartt and you know, get your hands dirty. You could be a construction management. You could be an engineer. You don't have to do what all the other girls is doing. Everybody wants to do work from home. Everybody want to do customer service. And everybody wants to do corporate baddie. And to be quite honest, why? Those
I
jobs
agree.
is not even like union jobs. Let's be honest. I wouldn't even want to do those type of jobs. They be laying people off like that. I have not heard of a corporate baddie saying she's in the union. I have not heard of work from home telling me that they're in the union. And I have not heard of customer service telling me they're in union.
Yeah, unions, there's good things about them and there's bad things about them. So, I mean, they do provide a lot of protection for the employees.
If you're
though.
gonna get a job, please get a union job and get a career that makes sense. Okay?
No, that's not what they're going to do. They're
No.
going to continue to complain,
Yep.
run in the Victim Olympics, and pretend like the whole world is against them because it's some kind of system that's set up.
This is why I think immigrants do so well. They're so willing to do anything, any job that's willing to pay them. Janitorial, under the table jobs, it doesn't matter how dirty it is or whatever it is. I think a lot of immigrants don't have that pride in them to think, oh, I deserve better. I'm more educated to do these jobs. That's the problem, I think, with a lot of people that were born here and raised here. They have this entitlement that, oh, I think I'm better than this. But I'm more educated. I grew up in technology. Why should I have to do this nasty ass work? But that nasty ass work pays the bills. And not just that, like they also want to be entrepreneurs, business owners, and they don't realize business owners also clean toilets. They also mop the floor and clean, countertops and stuff too, because it's their business. If no one does it or they don't do a good enough job, guess who's going to have to do it? The business owner themselves, so they can get the job done correctly. It's not that easy in life, people. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.